Welcome back to another edition of the Street Report. I'm Easy Street. Appreciate you for tuning in today. Make sure you follow on Twitter. If you're watching us, add us right now, okay? Tweet at Easy Street. It's on the screen. I want to know you're watching. Thank you. On today's show, we're going to head on over to the Kennedy Center for Black Male Reimagine, an event that they had over there to talk about how we can change the narrative of African American boys and our people as a whole. Hey, what kind of sneakers do you have on right now? If your sneaker game on 1,000, we're going to head to Georgetown because there's a spot over there called the Kick Spot. And we hang out with them for a minute. We find out what's hot and what's not. Also on today's show, you know we got to have a live performance coming through my girl straight from Northeast, Kenilworth Katrina. But today, we kick off today's show with another Grammy Award-winning artist. I'm talking about Morgan Heritage. They are killing the reggae scene. They're on the show next. I'm Easy Street, and this is the Street Report.
Down by the river, yeah, yeah. Singing songs of joy on this lovely day, on this lovely day. Ooh, yeah. By the river, 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 by the river. Yes, sir. If you love reggae music, say yes, Rasta. I don't know reggae music, say yes, Rasta.
All right, it is the royal family of reggae in the building. Morgan Heritage. What's up, fellas?
Yeah. Cool to be conscious.
Good to see you guys again.
Yes.
Now, let me go ahead and complete the story, okay?
Yes.
So, we met in Los Angeles. There was a pre-event for the 58th Grammy Award winning. I saw you guys in LA,
yes.
and I asked you guys if you won the Grammy, what would you say on stage?
Right. You did.
So you guys won the Grammy.
You did win the Grammy.
What did you say on stage?
Man, we said a whole lot, but we don't remember what we said until we came off and saw the video.
Right.
So, we thank a lot of people that, has been a part of our career from day one. New people we met along the way, new people that participated in the particular album that won the Grammys. And, it was just a quick 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, because you can't talk that long. Quick whatever, how many seconds they gave you, just run through your career to try and thank almost everybody. You know what I mean? Still miss some names, some people vex, but, they understand the pressure of the moment.
So, Gramps, tell everybody what it was like preparing to win a Grammy. What did you talk about the blood, the sweat, and the tears that you put in?
The work, first of all, the work over the past 20 years, from traveling back and forth between home and New York City and then touring and just doing the work, and flying back and forth between Jamaica and the United States and Europe. But just the preparation after we got nominated and had to do a lot of the interviews, and just the day when we met you up in the PR whole section there, and when we bumped up into you and you knew who he was and knew of the Caribbean vibe, I'm like, hey, you felt at home, to
Right.
find another Caribbean brother and another black man, being in such a prestigious environment, because at the end of the day, it's the Grammys,
Right.
This is the Recording Academy of the United States. So it's to see that kind of progress there, we felt at home, and the preparation was no joke. It's been hard work.
Mm-hmm. So tell me this, on the end, bro, when you took the Grammy back to Jamaica, how did that feel? Tell us the story of that.
To tell you the truth, we haven't been back home. We've been on tour.
What?
Yeah. That's the God honest truth. So
we've
we're on the Back to Basics promo
It's good
tour.
to win the Grammys.
Yeah, So this Back to Basics promo tour we're doing right now is like it's a double-edged sword. It serves the purpose for the deluxe edition of Strictly Roots, that album that won the Grammy. We're releasing that December 9th with a few bonus songs and remixes, and also to celebrate with our Caribbean community, because we haven't had the chance to even breathe, much less celebrate, like people do the Grammy winning celebration.
Right.
We did bring it back home to Brooklyn, though.
Okay.
We did bring it back home to Brooklyn. 7,000 people. It was a beautiful concert, Prospect Park, down the street from where we grew up. So we had, you know, one half of the homecoming. Cause, you
Right
know, we
on
represent.
Flatbush Ave, right?
Yeah,
There
you
go.
know, we represent
Yeah.
Brooklyn,
Okay.
Jamaica
Yeah.
straight.
Yes, yes. So now, wanted to ask you this. You're on tour, the Back to the Basics tour. Tell us what that's all about.
So it's about giving thanks to, you know, everyone, and especially the fan base, the radio personals, you know, people, video programmers, and everyone that has been a part of the music of Morgan Heritage and reggae music over the years, and to say thank you. You know what I mean? It's not your regular Morgan Heritage tour. It's just keeping a little, you know, these events to just go in and do like a party, or, you know, just be with the people. You know, give a little performances and just be with the people and say thank you. Thank people personally, you know, for being a part of the music and supporting the music, because without the people, the music doesn't stay alive. You know what I mean? So the whole, and that's taking it back to basic, to how it was when we were in Brooklyn, you know, just learning music and creating music and learning to be producers, songwriters, and so forth. So, you know, back to basic is just really, really going back to the grassroots of our beginnings.
Now, let's go ahead and stop and park right there, because I found out something new today.
Okay.
So I'm getting ready for this interview, and I put in Morgan Heritage, Wikipedia, and I come to find out that your father is the legendary Denroy Morgan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They think I'm a fool, 'cause I do so many things. But they don't know the reasons why I do all the things I do.
Big record, big record.
So when he made that record in 1981, you guys were like little ones.
Babies.
Little ones, yeah. Those little ones are run around, you know?
What do you remember about that?
I mean, just Dad always traveling. You know, we grew up watching him rehearse to his band. He'd take us to the studio a lot of times when he was recording, working with producers and songwriters like Burt Reed from Crown Heights Affair, and you know, just being a part of his development as an artist, coming from Jamaica and becoming an artist in his own right, because he grew up with Toots Hibbert from Toots and the Maytals. They're like brothers. We call our Toots Uncle Toots.
Right.
So he didn't enter.
Legendary uncles. My
Yes,
goodness.
yes. He didn't enter his music career until he came to America. You know, so just being little children running around, seeing that, Mojo had the opportunity to go on tour with our father and dance on stage with him.
Wow.
He's even in the Jet magazine with that. You know, so if you do
Okay.
your research on the Jet magazine and see that
Mojo was the
article,
first superstar.
you'll find that on the internet somewhere. So, you know, seeing that the music, it inspired us to want to do it as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now, your fans want to know, we got the Strictly album. What's next, man? Talk about the music, and when will we get it?
The next thing for us is the new album coming April 2017. Looking forward to that. We're in the studio putting down the final touches,
Fire.
receiving the files of the different features. We're loving the process. You know, we're looking forward to the break and getting back in the studio, spend a little time with the fam over the holidays, and then get back in the studio and wrap it up. And looking forward to do.
Who are some of the features, Mojo?
No,
Some of the
Chill. We're gonna do it like DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled would say on his Snapchat, chill.
Lion!
Stay tuned for announcements. You know, follow us on social media at Morgan Heritage, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Royal Family Reggae.
Coming up next on the all-new Street Report, we head on over to the Kennedy Center for Black Male Reimagined to talk about how we can change the narrative of African-American males in our community. The Campaign for Black Male Achievement and the Perception Institute brought together an incredible event called the Black Male Reimage 3, deconstructing black image and identity in a pre- and post-Obama America at the Kennedy Center in Washington,
Today's
D.C.
event is focusing on narrative change, and for us to understand that black men and boys aren't all in jail, but they're just like these young men that are here from a variety of schools, including Sousa. They're here. Give them a shout out to Sousa. We're also about elevating music to understand that music is a form of expression around black masculinity. We're also here to elevate the work that's happened as a result of the Campaign for Black Male Achievement, and that Sean Dove and Rashid Shabazz have led for quite some time.
Away and be hopeful, hopeful that you make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay. No, the point is, I was on the south side of Chicago. A lot of my friends were into, different things that weren't, extremely positive. A lot of them were, gang affiliated. A lot of them sold drugs. A lot of them did those things. And I was really young, man. I was around 10, maybe 12. And I remember every single day walking out my house and just thinking, do I know that I'm coming home for sure? Do I know that I'm not going to get shot by a stray bullet? Do I know that I'm not going to be with one of my friends that I might not, supposed to be hanging out with and something go down? Do I know that, anything can happen in Chicago? But that song, when I heard that song inspired me to know that I should be hopeful and I should be faithful and I should know that there's a better way and I could take this music and use it and let it take me away. And what that meant to me was it could take me out of the hood. And that inspired me. And instantly, I knew at around 9 or 10 when I heard that song, I was watching it on BT, that's what I wanted to do. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be somebody that, by my words, could change the output and perspective of how somebody sees their life and the abilities and, where they thought they could possibly reach and the goals that they can go for. And that's when I decided I wanted to be an artist.
So art has always been used as the soundtrack. Art has been used as to bond us, to restore us, to remind us. And so it's very appropriate to give us, to have art in this setting. Art is a tool for healing. There's a man named Malidoma Somé from the Gar people in West Africa. And one of the things that I've heard that he said was that in his culture, there's no such thing as musician or artist. The closest word to that will be healer. So we're responsible as we are channeling these messages, filmmakers, visual artists, singers, dancers. We are actually channeling things and images to remind humanity of their true selves and their true connection to the Almighty and just our service to humanity and fulfilling our destiny. So it's very appropriate to have art here to kind of filter in and kind of kind of continue to press the message of what we're here for. And so I really appreciate being invited here. It's such an honor to be here with all these fabulous artists and humanitarians and people who are on the grounds fighting for freedom. I consider myself a freedom person, a free woman, a freedom woman, and an artist. And so I'm just happy to be here. And I feel that it's a responsibility for all artists to do the same work.
Today I really saw just a bunch of strong leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement, not just the Black Lives Matter movement, but also in the African American community all get together and celebrate our culture and also the social problems and justice problems in our community and also in the country.
I think that, again, it has a lot to do with who is teaching us, right? So many of us think that it's a step up to be educated by those who don't look like us, right? A lot of times that we think that it's an upgrade if you go to a predominantly white school or a school that's of predominant affluence. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that there's so much pride in community, and there's so much pride in the community that our students come from. And when we start having those conversations with them, real life conversations, like how they can make choices for themselves that will change their outcome and their families, then we're able to do that work. But so often things like this we're not included in, It was really just divine intervention that we were invited to this event. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, how many kids can I bring? 45? No problem, they'll be here. And we had over 45 students to come. We had staff members that brought students in cars just because we knew that there's so many students every day when we see them make wrong choices, we recognize it's because they don't have the tools to make the right choices. And events like this give them that tool.
That's why Black Lives Matter, because the work they're doing, we did in the 60s and 70s. So we haven't moved it for all. Kathy Hughes is doing an excellent job, all right, because she's building black, business herself. And so there's so few of us, okay? This is the new book, Taking Bullets.
Okay.
Terrorism and Black Life in 21st Century America. Confronting white national supremacy and white skin privilege. And so I took off where black men left off and began to say, okay, what about money? What kind of money do we have? The black community's wealth is about $60 billion, but it's not liquid. And when you begin to look at Bill Gates or Bill Buffett, or you look at the Walton family, you combine their wealth, they eclipse our wealth 4 or 5 times. And so we have to understand how to build wealth at one point, while at the same time, how do we use it to benefit these kids out here? I'm saying, I'm only here because of our children, all right? And if we can, and the first criteria to work for these children, the first criteria is that we must love these children. And if you love these children, you love yourself. And then if you love these children, what are we gonna do about the crisis which they're going through, most of them? I went through it, you went through it probably, but the key point is now, When does it stop? All right? We got to have independent black institutions that address the beautiful things about these young people and how we help them grow and move to the next day.
They've been fighting for us. Now we have to fight for ourselves. So, you know, we can't just lay back and let this happen. So, yeah, strength and keep the movement going.
Love your blackness. Be proud of where you come from and who you are, because our ancestors fought for us to be where we are today.
Up next on the Street Report, the sneaker game is on 1,000. We're heading on over to Georgetown, the kick spot, to find out what's hot in those streets right now. All right, we at the kick spot. Yo, I'm trying to up my shoe game, so I got my man Victor right here to help me out. What up, bro?
Of course, bro. What's up? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming out today.
All right, man. Thanks for having us. Now, how did the kick spot start, man?
We started online, a little bit of Facebook, went through a few sneaker events, and 2011, our first physical location in Whiteford, Maryland. Whiteford Mall, Maryland. And then we came out to Georgetown the next year after.
Wow, that's fast. I mean, from going online to a store, man, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, everything happened at the right time. When we opened our first location, it was right before the sneaker game, as you call it, started bubbling and, you know, became the monster that it is today.
Right, and it is a monster.
Yeah, it's definitely a monster now. You got Adidas, Reebok, even Patrick Ewing is making shoes again, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody's making shoes. It's a little oversaturated right now. There's a release every week, every weekend.
Wonderful, man. Now, I'm here because I'm trying to up my game. My daughter, Kalia, disrespected me because I was just wearing Air Force Ones for the last 15 years, man.
So Air Forces are cool, man.
I had to get in the Jordan game.
Yeah, awesome. Air Forces are cool. There's different types of taste, different types of selection, man. We have running shoes, Air Forces, Jordans, but anything that you come get in our store is gonna be a quick strike, something that's limited, a color that you might not seen. So even Air Forces, like we have $1,000, $2,000 Air Forces in here that you might have not seen before. So Air Forces are always cool, man.
Okay, so here at the Kick Spot, would you say like they're like, you guys get exclusive shoes that other places cannot get? Is that the way it happens?
Yeah, definitely. We don't work like a regular store. We don't have accounts with Adidas or Nike. So when a release day happens, you know, we tell our customers, go to the store, try to get it at a regular price. And if you can't get it there, that's when you come to us. We're like a live eBay. With us, you know, the only bad thing is we might not have every size, but we get new stuff every single day.
Okay, now the price ranges on some of these shoes can get pretty expensive. I'm understanding, right?
Definitely, absolutely. But the good thing about our store, we have shoes from $75, $100 to $300, $400, $500 plus. And the way it works, people don't get paid until we sell their items. So we might have an item that costs generally $500, but somebody might have dropped it off here for $250 just to get rid of it. So, you know, you're always going to be able to find something, you know, in your range as far as price-wise if you help us, you know, if you let us help you look for it.
So we're at the Kick Spot on Wisconsin, of course, in Northwest DC. I'm about to check out a couple of shoes, and maybe, I don't know if I can afford it. Maybe we could put me on a payment program or something.
Man, we don't do layaway, bro, but we'll work with you, bro.
Let's look at some shoes, okay?
Awesome, yeah, definitely.
This is the classic foam posit, correct?
Yep, DC's favorite shoe.
LeBron, go Cavs. This is LeBron's shoe?
Yeah, this is one of LeBron's newest shoes. LeBron's South Beach 8s was one of the shoes that was one of the phenomenons in the sneaker industry. It shot out from about $250 over to $800 in less than 2-3 months. It's kind of like a stock market. But yeah, you know, LeBron is kind of like Jordan now. He's on his 13th shoe. This is 2016.
Will LeBron ever get to the level that Jordan is at, though, in the shoe game?
I don't think so, personally, bro. I really don't think so. You never know. I'm sure if he wins a few more rings, you know, put some more numbers up, I'm sure his name's going to stick around and his brand's just going to grow. But as of now, you know, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, man. You know what I mean? He's the one that really started the sneaker industry, the sneaker game. I'd say in 1985 with his Air Jordan 1s, he's the one that made it cool to collect. What kind of kicked everything off, the Air Jordan 1s. His band, every time he wore it, I think they charged him, or they fined him $5,000.
The NBA?
Yeah, the NBA for wearing the shoe. Something about the colors.
The Louis Vuitton.
This is a Louis Vuitton. It's a runway edition pair that came out. It was very limited. I want to say it came out in like 2013, 14. Retailed about, $1,000. Now, you can find it on the resale market.
Do they sell a lot here? People come in and buy them?
Not particularly LV, but we do sell a lot of designers like Margielas, Balenciagas.
Those shoes that I can't pronounce.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of the LVs, we know that Kanye West, he had his first shoe. He made a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, you're the
shoe,
man.
right?
Yeah, one of his first collabs that he did was with Louis Vuitton. He made a few different colors, killed it. The quality was on a million.
This is Kanye's first shoe with Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. He designed us with Louis Vuitton. I want to say 2008, 2009. Excuse my years. All these brands making too many shoes.
Exactly, hard to keep up with.
2008, 2009. He designed it with Louis Vuitton, and right around the same year in 2009 is the first time Nike ever did a contract with an artist. Obviously they do contracts and shoes with athletes, but it was the first artist that they did a shoe for.
This one.
Bam. A lot of people call them the Blinks, the Yeezy ones.
Blinks.
The Blinks because it's black and pink. And what Kanye did right here is he put in his favorite Nikes and Jordans. This right here is from the Air Jordan 3. This part right here is from Air Jordan 6. This strap comes from
So
the
he
Nike
was sampling.
Huaraches.
Not only does Kanye sample records, he samples tennis shoes and puts them together, right?
Definitely. This is his latest shoe. It's definitely our best seller. The hype behind the shoe is ridiculous. Just if you're trying to get into the shoe game, period, it's always going to come to us or a store like us where we have the options that we have. We have options. I can find you something for $150, $200.
So Victor, I noticed that it's not just about the shoes here. You also have like some skateboard stuff, and you have also some clothing as well too.
Yeah, definitely. You could call it a skateboarding brand, but we do consignment with accessories and apparel. Not necessarily skateboarding, but anything that's just like the shoes, not readily available, sold out, something that you would only find on eBay or that you have to go hunting for. That's the type of accessories and apparel that we carry, just like the sneakers. So we have brands like Supreme, Palace, Bathing Ape. We'll even get designer stuff like Givenchy, Balmain, however they pronounce it. We'll get stuff like that, and we'll keep 20-25% fee for selling it for the customer. So pretty much everything that we're getting here is unique, hard to get, and you'll find it over here, from accessories, apparel to sneakers, from the feet up, man, like we like to say.
Up next on the Street Report, Kenilworth Katrina performing live. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenilworth Katrina.
Hey. Yo.
My favorite. See, now, I think people will get mad because they see that I just got a thing for you, and I'm just so proud of you as an artist, and just watching you grow, and the music you create is incredible. Now, tell everybody when and where you got started in music.
I started very young. It runs in my family. My father was a musician, so, his gift fell on me. And I've been doing it ever since. And as I got older, I just began to take it more serious, and really give it my all.
Okay, so your name, your rap name is Kenilworth Katrina.
That's right.
So we don't have to ask you where you from.
Northeast. Kenilworth Ave, man, Northeast. That's where I grew up. Still got family out there. Still got homies out there. That's who I definitely doing this for. Definitely. For my hood.
Okay, so how has Washington, D.C., how has D.C. kind of influenced your music?
Oh, a lot. I used to also sing for a go-go band called M.O.B. So go-go, people like Nonchalant, people like Los from Backyard, all these people, Tony Blunt, people that I grew up listening to, definitely influenced me with my music, things that I listen to, and just, I just wanted to be, I always wanted to be a star. Always wanted to be a star. And, just listening to people like that just definitely influenced me and helped me to become who I am.
Future, like EPs and stuff that you have going on. Talk about your music that you're currently working on right now.
Right now, well, actually, I have 2 singles out. One is called Shantae. The other one is called She Said. But right now, I got a new song that I'm working on called The Glow Up. That's going to be coming soon. Also got my Wait a Minute remix. Shout out to Fresher. I did his song over. And so y'all be on the lookout for The Glow Up. And also check me out on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good stuff. Kenilworth Katrina for everything.
Now, you were on the very first season of the Street Report with the Resurrecting Queens.
With the Queens.
Talk about that movement.
Oh, man. Shout out to my man Easy and actually my man Mojo behind the cam. Got some good footage of us at Howard Theater and the Fillmore. The Queens, we just came about 24 females that just got together and wanted to do something in the city big and powerful, so we just redid Self-Destruction, the Self-Destruction song. Shout out to KRS-One. We did that over, all females, crushed it, and thus came Resurrecting Queens. You know?
Okay, wonderful. Are y'all ready to see Kenilworth Katrina perform live on the Street Report? I said, are y'all ready? Let's go.
DJ Gemini, man, one time, man. Shout out for my man Gemini. Shout out Easy Street, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. The Street Report, I go by the name of Kenilworth Katrina, man. We about to rock out right now. I'm ready when you is, DJ. Let's get it. Hey, look, this for all the females up in here, man. We on our Shantae. Shout out to the legendary Roxanne Shantae who did this video with me. Check it out on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on my Shantae. See me, they salute like I'm Shantae. Vicious, but I'm cute. Call me Shantae. Look, my crew got that juice. Word to Shantae. I got bomb bars. I'm a Bombay. You rock your bamboos, then that's Shantae. Look, female out your group, call that Shantae. Fur coats with the boots, then that's Shantae. I got bomb bars. I'm a Bombay. Look, that's how we do the Shantae. Every day, easy, be on the Shantae. I'ma tell y'all a little bit how I do things. Look, how I walk, how I talk, call that Shantae. Frecko with the boots, yeah, I'm on my Shantae. See, I be fresh and finesse in my scent quest. I rock rough and tough, get down with the best. 40 bars, so official, I'm queen of the ring. Let her attitude, watch me while I do my thing. I hit the stadium, Chucks get them all flames. Bamboos, I got juice, call me Shantae. See me, they salute like I'm Shantae. Vicious, but I'm cute, call me Shantae. My crew got that juice, word to Shantae. I got bomb bars, I'm a Bombay. Look, you rock your bamboos, then that's Shantae. Female out your group, call that Shantae. Fur coats with the boots, then that's Shantae. Look, I'ma tell you who I grew up listening to. Look, I grew up on Boss, cause she had at work. Queen Latifah too, taught me ladies first. Yo-Yo MC Light, Sweet Tea and Salt and Pepper. And shout out to they DJ known as Spinderella. JJ Fat, yeah, I'm supersonic. See the bamboos, they knew the crew was coming. I'm a straight soldier like me, and for real nonchalant like 5 in the morning. I will bring it to you like I'm Lil' Kim. Real hardcore like the Ghetto Twin. Or I switch it up and go Lauryn Hill, Miss Rod Digger, that's a double spin. I'm 730 like Foxy Brown, but I'm a thoroughbred like Remy Ma. I did a little bit out in West Virginia, but when I came home, I was a superstar. I'm with the Juice Crew, we got stupid bars, a few loose screws, but go super hard. No pills and potion when the wheels in motion, I just get ferocious like Nicki Minaj. I'm the next to blow in my city, Mo. I'm on Missy Elliott in my video. That's a Trina Diamond and EVE. You best believe we all train to go. You rock bamboos, you a Bombay. With your Juice Crew, sipping Bombay. Got your hair done and your rent paid. Baby girl, you off your Shantae. Let's get it. See me, they salute like I'm Shantae. Vicious, but I'm cute. Call me Shantae. My crew got that juice. Word to Shantae. I got bomb bars. I'm a Bombay. Okay, you rock your bamboos, then that's Shantae. Female out your group, call that Shantae. Fur coats with the boots, then that's Shantae. We got bomb bars, we some Bombay. Real loud, look, okay, I'm on my Shantae. Kenilworth Katrina right here, look. Look, somebody better call FEMA, tell them Kenilworth Katrina about to flood the whole city. DMV, let's get it. Northeast, let's get it. All day, every day. Look, real live. Hey, I'm on my Shantae. Shout out to my man Easy Street. Thank you for having me. The Street Report.